What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled, Upside Down. That's what it's entitled. Lessons from a non-custodial father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Link will be in the description box below. The P's of leadership, or alpha males, or whatever. It's a lot of them. I'm just gonna go through some. Excuse me, because I want to make sure I don't have any interruptions. Um, okay, one of the first P's of leadership is prevention. People think leaders and alpha males protect people, but you have to actually prevent stuff from happening in the first place. You have to have foresight. You know, why have somebody in a situation that could be a bad situation if you can stop it and see it before it happens? That's a that's a great leadership trait to have. Another P is preparation. You have to be prepared. Like, see, here's the thing. You have to in some ways know, you have to set that tone, and part of that tone is being prepared for anything that can happen. You know, you can't be flustered. You can't get caught off guard with things that you should be able to be prepared for. Some things go come out of left field. You'll have to improvise. But for the most part, you need to be well prepared. You need to be productive. People think about alpha males and they say, you got to provide. Well, one thing you got to understand about provision is, you know, leaders know that you just can't be the one looked to all the time, because that's not going to work well in the long run. You have to be productive. You have to actually walk it like you talk it, but be able to teach it. So if somebody can produce the same results when you're there or when you're not there, you have to be able to pass down that production from person to person, or at least um, have a unit that can operate cohesively to get the same results. Another P is practice. My dad would always say, perfect practice makes perfect, not practice makes perfect. You have to practice. Like, you can't just go out here and not. See, that's part of preparing. Once you prepare for something, you have to practice what to do in case of that situation. You know, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna end that one and go back to something that I probably should have went first, because this is in no particular order. But I realize I'm gonna need to say this one in a second. But you need to be able to put in practice whatever you have to do, which goes into the other P, planning. You have to have a plan. A man, uh, a man who fails to plan, a man who fails to plan plans to fail. So, in order to put whatever you have in production, you have to practice it. You have to have some kind of plan, and these plans, mind you, are not just for group success. Because to be a leader or be an alpha male, you got to understand, you got to be the head of a unit, a group. You know, you can lose individually, but you win collectively. The reason, and that's part of the thing, you have to know your direction, who is best suited for what, how to delegate responsibility, how to uh, how everything works as far as terrain and who people interact with, and how the situation is going to go from this way and that way, and knowing your obstacle that you're trying to achieve and knowing the adversity that you're going to face, you have to have a well thought out plan to be considered a leader or alpha male. You have to be personable. See, sometimes people feel like they're leaders and alpha males, but they look at themselves as up here and everybody's down here. That's bullshit. To be a leader or alpha male, you have to be personable. People have to know you, see you, touch you, watch you, watch how you set the tone that trickles down to everybody else. People have to see your work ethic. People have to see your morals. People have to see your integrity. People have to see how you handle adversity. People have to see how you're calm under pressure. People have to see your sense of humor because if they don't, you're not real. That's why you know a real leader or a real alpha male when they don't have to speak up for themselves if they're getting unjustly attacked because other people will speak up for them. Like y'all don't know that person. Like no, no, we know who they are. They're this. They don't normally have to speak up because their actions um, in other people's lives mean they don't have to say much. You know. Another P is their patience. See, everything ain't gonna happen overnight. You're not gonna find a leader or alpha male who's impulsive, who just it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because things don't take forever, but they take time. You have to stick with things until they and know how adversity and attrition and how you can chip away at something for a long period of time and it looks like nothing's happening and then blue, a lot happens all at once. You have to know that you have to be in that situation where you're understanding that people are going to believe in you because they know that at the end of the day it works. That's why you have to have that patience because some people get discouraged early on, and that's normal. You have to be able to deal with that and say, look, that's what's going on in the fourth quarter. I mean, in the first quarter. That's how it's gonna be. Don't worry about that. By the third quarter, it's not gonna be like that. Just stick to the stick to the script. You're gonna see how all this chipping away at this wall we're doing, how the wall's gonna eventually crumble. Just rock with it. We've done this before, you know. Um, I mean, I could get into some more. I don't know if I should or not, but you know what? I'll say some other traits. Other traits of leadership and alpha males. One in particular is you have to share. You have to be able to share the credit when it's done. You when you succeed, it's not about you. It's about the team. You have to be selfless. See, a true leader, a true alpha male is not a selfish person. They're a selfless person. They're a servant of people. They make everybody around them better. They understand how to put personnel together at and use them at their strengths, not their weaknesses. How to put people together who who can partner people together to have them be strong together and be able to come and to be able to maximize each other's strengths and be able to effectively cover up each other's weaknesses. That's a trait. Good leaders and good alpha males understand the significance of momentum in the moment when things shift. See, you can figure out if you're going against somebody you can pick out their weakest link and know how to use it against the opposition to tear down the whole structure. If you're attacking something, you can tell when the frustration of the moment is settling in, or people are discouraged, or people have conceded mentally, but they haven't shown it yet physically. You pick up on how to do those things. Uh, you understand. Real leaders know how to not just be calm under pressure, but make people believe that you can succeed under pressure. It's not that's the part about being calm under pressure people have to go into. Excuse me. It's if you leading the pack and they're like, man, this is about to go left. You're like, don't worry about it. When you're the leader and you say don't worry about it, everybody else not gonna worry about it. You're gonna say, okay, well let's get to work. Because if you willing to get to work, you willing to they're willing to get to work behind you. And that's the thing about being a leader. You have to set the example with that, with work ethic, in the small things, not just the big things. You know, I don't care. I don't care if you're an athlete. You got to be in the weight room being a leader. You got to be on and doing the workouts as a leader. You got to be a leader in practice. You got to be a leader in the classroom. You have to be a leader in every facet. You can't just pick one. Your skill set has to be well rounded. You have to have it covered all across the board, not just one. You can't be a specialist. Um, I think one, how can I say this? One under underrated characteristic. One underrated characteristic of a leader is the ability to accept loss. See, you're not real leaders know you're not gonna win them all, but you don't let a loss linger. You don't let people get down forever. You don't get down forever. You have to have a good memory, but a short memory. And for those people who don't understand that, that's sometimes what gets certain groups of people who have a bad leader stuck, because they're caught up in their loss to the point where they're ineffective. And you can't do that. If you're a leader of people, you say, because when you win, you celebrate. When you lose, you gotta, okay, all right, because you can teach. Everybody can learn how to win, but it's the people who are most successful who know how to lose, because you can take a loss and get better from it. See, real leaders take a loss and get better from a loss. There's nothing wrong with not losing, but we all gonna take losses in life. But a real true alpha and a real true leader is gonna I could have did that better. I could have did this. Everything is a learning experience. Real leaders are very intellectual. They real leaders are thinkers. Real alpha males are thinkers. Like, okay, and you're able to put the culmination of all these things together in a moment to make an excellent experience and outcome for your group. You see, you put the excellent intellectual thinking, the excellent practice, the excellent preparation, the excellent plan, and you're able, real leaders and alpha males are able to execute and use all of their experiences cohesively in a window of time to make sure they end in success. So I'm gonna stop it at that. Peace.